It's really a pleasure to be here in your country. It's the first time I've been here.
Wonderful. Well, let me take this opportunity to officially welcome you on behalf of the government and people of Antigua and Barbuda. We appreciate your coming to our island in paradise.
It is a paradise, I can see that.
Thank you very much. And I must say that you have a wonderful ambassador to Antigua.
Great.
Very exceptional. And I think we're going to have to share him. He's going to be half Spanish and half Antiguan when we finish with
Whoa,
him.
that's good. Good for,
Thank you.
good for him.
That's all right.
It's going to be lovely.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Ambassador, explain to me the purpose of your visit and what you'd like us to discuss.
Okay, well, you know that we are not a member of the OAS, but we are a permanent observer.
Correct.
We've been a permanent observer for more than 50 years now, and we've been
Yes.
following the activities of the OAS very, very closely.
Yes.
So since we learned that the GA of the organization was going to take place in Antigua, we decided to come straight away. And it was also an opportunity for us, for me particularly, to visit the country. I cover the whole region, since in the whole hemisphere, not the US and Canada, but from Mexico, all the Latin American countries, and also the whole of the Caribbean. So I try to take every opportunity I can to visit the countries. We have 5 embassies in the Caribbean. We have an embassy in Jamaica that covers also Antigua and Barbuda. We have another embassy in Trinidad and Tobago. I just had a meeting with the Permanent Secretary of Trinidad and Tobago as well. And we also have embassies in Havana, in Santo Domingo, and in Port-au-Prince.
Yes.
We're very worried about the situation in Haiti, by the way.
Yes, yes.
We're happy that the OAS is going to take a stand on what's going on in the country.
Yes.
We're worried about the implications it may have for the whole region. I know it is not the case for Antigua. Happily enough, you're a paradise, as you said, and very safe and calm. But some other countries are still maybe affected by the scourge of the situation in Haiti. So we're worried. I would like to hear about your views as well. We're also very concerned about the developments in some other countries in the region, in Venezuela, for instance, which is very close to your hearts as well as it is to ours. We have more than 300,000 people living, Spanish citizens living in Venezuela, most of them dual nationals, and we have a similar number of Venezuelans living in Spain. We're very, very close, and we are quite concerned about the developments of the situation and the economic and humanitarian impact of the situation, not only the political derived of the government as well. So I would also like to hear your views. And then I think this might also be an opportunity to enhance our bilateral relations in many areas. On the one hand, there is one area that I know your minister, Mr. Chetwin, speaks very good Spanish, and it is very good, but we would like to offer you and all other Caribbean countries the opportunity to use the Spanish language as a bridge between Latin America, the Caribbean countries, and also the European Union and Spain. So we want to know how can we be of help if you are ever interested in enhancing the knowledge of Spanish language in your citizens, your schools, and so on. And there is another area that I think is also very interesting, in which we can share experiences, which is tourism. I know Ambassador José María has been discussing with your tourist minister.
Absolutely, yes.
We, as you may know, organize one of the the best world fair in tourism. Is every year in the month of January, end of January. It gathers representatives of 180 countries presenting their possibilities, their opportunities in tourism. And I think being an island that is devoted to tourism with a high percentage of your GDP, but also your labor force working in the tourist sector, I think there are many things we can share and we can offer. There are many Spanish companies that have a strong presence in the region.
Yes.
They are not here necessarily, but we might exchange these views and see how you are approaching the tourist sector. We are a tourist kind of, we're in the World Cup of tourism as Spain, as you know, and we've made many mistakes in the past, honestly. I mean, since we ever started with our tourist industry back in the 50s and in the 60s, now with the benefit of hindsight, we see that we have made many mistakes.
Yes.
And we have managed to organize a tourist industry that is completely sustainable and that is advancing towards good labor standards, good environmental standards, a very diversified offer for our visitors, both not only in summer, in kind of the ocean and kind of the beach areas, but also in cultural tourism, gastronomic tourism, and many other scientific or cultural tourism. So we have managed to diversify our offer, and we've got a high rate of repetition of tourists that come to Spain and come back and come back to Spain. So there are many experiences that we can share. So I think this might be a good area that we can discuss bilaterally. I don't know, Ambassador, if there is anything else we might also. Well, there is one thing, yes. As you may know, we are leading now for this year. We have the presidency of what we call the Ibero-American Community. You've heard of the Ibero-American summits. Those are the summits that gather the Latin American countries together with Spain and Portugal and Andorra as well.
Yes.
And we organize those summits every other year at the level of heads of state and government. The next summit will be in Madrid in 2026.
Yes.
And we are very much devoted, after discussing with the members of the Latin American countries, most of them are here today,
Yes.
This possibility of expanding or approaching the Ibero-American community towards the Caribbean, because those are two regions that are very close, very interrelated, but sometimes have not spaces for conversation as it matters. So this is something we might consider, and we want to see your views about that. Finally, if my understanding is correct, I think Prime Minister will attend the Financing for Development conference that is going to be held in Sevilla next week. Thank you very much for your presence. It is very important that the Caribbean countries and Antigua and Barbuda is well represented, because this conference is going to be key in order to discuss how middle-income countries can access to proper and just international financing. So we very much appreciate the effort you are making in being highly represented at the conference.
Excellent. We'd like to thank you very much, first of all, for being present, showing that you value the importance not only of the OAS, but the fact that you cover most of the OAS countries. That is significant and contributes to your understanding of our situation, our unique situation. And we also recognize the fact that Latin America and Spain has a strong cultural heritage.
Absolutely.
As a matter of fact, we have a strong Latin American population here in Antigua. So I can say that we share in that culture, even if it's in the culinary aspects,
right,
which is wonderful. We also welcome the fact that Spain is our friend, and we have cultivated and nurtured this relationship over the years, and it's the policy of the government of Antigua and Barbuda to continue to develop that friendship. So we look forward and we appreciate the fact that, one, you invited us to the conference, the Iberian Peninsula. We know that is a significant historical standpoint and historical position to take in terms of having that conference. We look forward to further strengthening our tourism. You have covered literally all the areas that we are interested in pursuing. There's one particular area that we can also look at, and I know that Spain has a strong maritime tradition. We have a number of regattas here in Antigua, and we're second to none when it comes to racing.
Oh, wow.
So if there's something that we can develop in terms of a partnership, perhaps a transatlantic race between Spain and Antigua
That would be
to
interesting.
kick things off,
Yeah.
I think that would be a wonderful touch to
Right.
show that at least historically we can tie our knots even closer.
Right.
Right. Additionally, I note that you mentioned Haiti, and it is Antigua and Barbuda's position, along with CARICOM's position, that we find a peaceful and long-lasting solution in Haiti. Not something that would put a nice little band-aid on, but something substantial and something that can really make a difference for the livelihoods of the people. We want to see how we can get rid of all of these gangs that are creating confusion in Haiti. And we want the persons to have sustainable livelihoods, something that they can turn to as opposed to turn to crime, drugs, violence. So we are trying to find a holistic policy going forward that would benefit the people of Haiti and something that is reasonable coming from us in the hemisphere to help Haiti. So we're really happy that you two recognize the importance of Haiti. And for us, Haiti has a very historical importance, particularly as it relates to it being the first independent black country in the region. And
Right.
we have to remember our heritage in terms of how we go forward. So these are some of the areas that we really appreciate the fact that you know, acknowledge, and will support. Further, one of the things that I think is extremely good is the bringing of capable diplomats. And I have to praise the ambassador.
Mhm.
He's a capable diplomat. He's someone who understands the situation here, and he relates very nicely to it. So, having the right person for the right job is a good thing.
We made a very good
Thank
choice.
you. I'm deeply touched.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Right. And no, I'm a man of few words. That's why I'm a public servant, not a politician.
So we are.
And I just want to say thank you for taking this time and opportunity for seeing the importance of meeting with Antigua and Barbuda, particularly here at this historic occasion. And I think it's very fitting. I think you have helped us to make history, and will make some more history going forward. So on behalf of Prime Minister Gaston Brown, on behalf of my Foreign Minister, the Honorable E.P. Chet Green, and myself, and my team, we'd like to thank you for this bilateral. It is very important for us, and I look forward to nurturing the relationship going forward.
Thank you very much. We're looking forward to receiving your Prime Minister in Spain next week.
Yes.
And definitely I'm going to follow up on this initiative of the transatlantic race. That would be great. I
Yes.
would say, and I will...
Oh, by the way, not interrupting you, but I'm the Commodore of the Antigua Yacht Club.
Oh, wow,
So,
wonderful.
so I'm personally interested.
I'm a good sailor myself.
Ah!
Yeah.
You chose the right man.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Then I'll be hitting you.
Yes.
I should visit that. Yeah. All right. All right.
So we have to make you a member.
I
Sure,
personally am not a
definitely.
sailor. I decided to be a grumete, the one who brings the beers and so on
Yes.
in the boat, because I don't want to take the responsibility of sailing myself. But
Well, I'm telling
I
you,
love
I
sailing.
Your job is extremely important.
It is, absolutely.
Oh, yes.
It is. But definitely we will follow on that.
Yes.
And I would say if, for instance, if your tourist minister
Yes.
decides to participate in the meeting in January in Spain,
Yes.
in Madrid, for tourism, then that might be an opportunity for discussing it with our minister.
I sat with him
afterwards.
2 days ago. You know, I asked Minister Green for his kind permission for me to engage with some line ministers. And
Nice.
I would like to meet, and also tourism minister and education. So I thank you, Minister, as well, for having arranged this kind of meetings.
Yes.
But definitely, I sat with the tourism minister 2 days ago and with the Minister of Education. So we've been discussing lots of things. Yes. So we touched upon. I insist that he needs to go to Fiji too.
Right.
Yes.
based on the same principles you mentioned. Because Antigua has a product, has a very particular, very special product, which is different from what all the competitors here in the Caribbean region might offer.
Yes.
But this is worth disseminating this kind of information.
Right.
Yes.
And you need as well, and he agreed on that there was a need of diversification and not relying only on tourists coming from either the US or the UK,
Yes.
but maybe targeting other European countries and even Latin
Absolutely.
American countries that could be important. In this sense, FEE2, that would be the main vehicle
Yes.
for that, where you
Yes.
can disseminate all this kind of information, showcase beauties of Antigua and what you have to offer, which is a very distinctive product. Right?
Wonderful.
So we agreed that we will continue having
Excellent.
substantial
So we'll follow
conversations
that
on
up.
that.
Wonderful.
And
And
it's-
Ambassador, I'm so sorry. You have raised something which is very important. Antigua and Barbuda is now embarking on our adventure into AI.
Yeah.
And artificial intelligence and digital governance is something that we are very keen to pursue. And if there are any opportunities for us to be assisted in these areas, we'd really appreciate that.
Okay.
Right? The reality is we want to make our public service efficient. We want to offer a product that our clients, our tourists can enjoy. And I believe that our introduction into this area is something that is critical in fostering that development. So whatever you can do, we
Okay.
would be appreciative.
I take note of that, and we will
Yes.
follow
Julie
up.
noted you had a conference on AI
Yes.
a couple of days
And
ago.
we just had a conference, the
Yeah.
University of West Indies 5
Right.
campus. It was well attended. It was an excellent conference. One of the things, though, that we have to look at are the gender issues coming out of that conference, because when you have over 80% of the persons attending a female,
Right.
it shows that there's no gender balance. Ambassador, Excellency, thank you very much for
Thank
coming.
you.